Hey, what's up, guys? So this is going to be a quick little review on my trade today, and what I did wrong, what I should have done, and things to work on. So this is my trade on GRRR today. I'm going to just draw this in. So I had this level marked out in pre-market, right? It's one of my setups. I look for a pop and fail of pre-market high. What I'm looking for is for this thing to, well, pop through and then fell under, and kind of, how I like to trade stuff is kind of the thing that I look for. That's something that I really like because it plays into the whole fear and greed kind of thing, and that's what I trade off of. Is I want to see people panicking, and that's an indication for me to get in. When other people lose their shit, I want to be in to capitalize on their emotional state. And so, but today was my emotional state, and so somebody made money off of me today, and so this is what happened, right? So this thing's popping up in pre-market. I talked to my team. I was telling them, I was like, all right, this is setting up for a pop and fell pre-market high. There was a daily level, I believe it's like 530 something that I was looking at, and so I was like, all right, one of two things is going to happen because once again, if you guys have been watching these videos, I play out scenarios, right? Scenario one is this thing pops through and fails. I take a beautiful short right here. I cover half, cover another half, cover another half, cover final piece down here, and done for the day. Or this thing pops through, holds this level, and then goes up to what I would be looking for is around the 540 area. If it didn't reach that area, then I would trade my gap and extension. And if you join the room, you'll learn how I particularly trade gap and extensions. This sucked though because right at 9:30 it had no volume and it just starts dying. And so for me, one of my biggest issues is I like to multitask. That is a huge problem of mine that I'm always trying to multitask. And so there was stuff that I could be doing at work. If this is your first video, I don't trade full time. Yeah, like technically I am a pro trader because I'm making money trading, which very few are actually doing. But I trade a full time job because it fits my lifestyle, and luckily I'm able to trade at work. So, you know, when things are slow or whatever, it generally helps me out a lot because I'm not sitting here watching the screens 24/7. But in these scenarios, it's not exactly the best thing in the world because there's always something I can do. Always. Generally when I'm trading, I give myself, 10, 15-minute break. All right, cool. I have enough time to generally how my trading style is. And if you watch this stuff more, I typically trade, whatever my setup is, and I cover half. Once I cover half, I set it in range orders, and then I just walk away, and I'm pretty much done for the day. I have alerts so that my phone will go off if something triggered, and then I already have plays in my head. So if this, say this traded here and it went down, I covered half. Cool. I set range orders. Well, if my alert goes off, tell me that it hit my entry. Okay, well, cool. Then that means it's going to either do another fake breakout, which I can trade that again, a fake breakout of the high of day, or it's going to turn into a gap and extension. And I have certain things that I need it to do for me to trade a gap and extension, or I let it go. And then I can also set, how I personally do it is I set alerts so I can be like, okay, well, like this, for instance, the next level I'd be looking for is around 540. So for me, I would set an alert because say this went off, right in here at say 10:30. I'd set another an alarm to go off on my phone at 11 o'clock, or if it hits like say 520s. That way it gives me enough time to be like, okay, I'm gonna watch this thing. What's the price action like? What's the volume like? All that kind of stuff, so I can kind of stock the stock. And but in this case, I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go do something really fast, and I thought that there was a chance that it would have this. I did not think that it was just gonna rip up from 350s to 420s in 2 minutes, and that was a rookie mistake, and it cost me because this would have been a freaking monster trade because man, it stuffed out at the exact level that I was saying, and then within I don't even know 10 minutes, maybe 15 tops, it dropped over $1. Like, oh man, dude, that sucks. Really, this would have been, and this really is something that I absolutely love because it's got a lot of range. I mean, if I would have got in at say 415, my first cover was down here at say 370s. It's 45 cents. That's a big move. You start using bigger size. I mean, this is like really like. But this is really good because I want to share these experiences because this really sucks. This really, really, really sucked because this would have been a really good trade. And that goes back in. I'm forgetting. So like, what happened was I came back and I saw this candle, this red candle, and it's literally just below. Well, that's not my setup. My setup is not below the level. My setup is it has to go through the level. If this didn't work, I would have looked for like a bounce play or whatever, like you go through my playbook and stuff. But I'm not trying to get in right here. For me, my setup is it has to go through. I'm looking for a specific thing. And so in a different scenario, I could have missed this completely, but how I traded it on my setups, I did it wrong, and it cost me because I saw this and I panicked and I hotkeyed in without even thinking. What's the volume like? What's I mean, this is technically really for me. This is still front side. This is how I look at it at least. And then after the stuff candle, that's different. I can get it on a stuff candle, but for me and how I should have traded this is not how I should trade it, and it just really, really sucked. So then I also wanted to share this. So this is what I do every day. Also, I go back and I journal this. Why do I journal this? Because at the end of the week, this is what you should be doing. You should be going back and reviewing your trades. This trade I had lined up in pre-market. I wanted to either pop and fell at pre-market high at 415 or a daily level higher up. It failed right out the gate. I made the mistake of trying to multitask and get some other work done. I came back a couple minutes later and seen it popping just shy of my level, and because I wasn't dialed in and focused on the trade, I jumped in with FOMO. The stock popped through my level, stuffed, and then just failed without me. The moral of this trade is no matter what, if I am too busy at work, no multitasking. I am either able to trade and focus 100% on trading, or I just can't that day, which is fine. I would have been a perfect trade, but instead it's a perfect lesson. And that's another thing that I feel like beginner traders, they kick themselves down. I'm kicking myself down, but at the same time, it's like this is a really good lesson for me. And how I also do it is, what targets got hit, so that way I can start seeing when the market changes and stuff like that, so that I know, all right, hey, they're not hitting, my fourth target or third target, or that way I can adjust what sizes I'm taking off at what levels. And so I wanted to throw out another lesson out there. I hope this helped you guys. Like always, if you guys like this stuff, please like, share. If you guys want to join a free community and learn how to do this stuff and actually know how to recognize these things, and hopefully I'll have a lot more good trades. But I feel like it's very important because there's so many people out there that are always just showing how much money they make and all this BS, 90% win rates or whatever bullshit they're saying. This is real. Like everybody is human. You're gonna mess up, and that's why this is so fun. If you're really trading, that's what is so fun about this is even when you have it down, you still have human error, and that's what makes it a challenge, and that's what makes it fun. Makes you feel alive. So I hope you guys like this stuff. I'll comment down in the comments, or I'll post down in the comments a link to the free trading community if you guys are interested.